Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Rudy here. I want to teach you a lesson on reading comprehension. This lesson is going to review the meaning of comprehension. It's going to review the general comprehension strategies. We're also going to read Animals of the African Savanna and answer comprehension questions that follow. We are going to review what comprehension means. Comprehension is the understanding of what you read or extracting meaning from the story. Some of the general strategies that we'll go over to help you comprehend better while you're reading are using prior knowledge. Prior knowledge is when you know something about what you're reading before you actually get to read it. So today we're going to be talking about animals of the African savannas. So you know a little bit about lions and you know a little bit about giraffes and some of the other animals that we'll discuss. So that's what prior knowledge is. Predicting is thinking about what might happen. So if you know a little bit about the lions or the giraffes or some other animals, you might make predictions about those animals before you even read everything in the story and have that kind of prior knowledge and that predicting working together. You also have main idea. So the main idea, obviously, in this story, because it has a name to it, an actual name to the story is Animals of the African Savanna. You know the main idea is going to be about the animals of the African savanna. Summarization is taking all the details and making it a little bit less. So the story might be 5, 6, 7 pages long. If you're summarizing in one paragraph, you would just take up the most important details that you want to be able to relay to other people for them to want to read the book too. Questioning is when you can answer questions at the end of a story or during the story, or also ask questions about the story while we're moving along. If you're inquisitive and you have some ideas about what you might want to learn more about the story or about each animal, then that's part of a strategy for comprehending. That's you coming up with some questions and then me coming up with some questions for you to answer about the story. Making inferences is another strategy. And making an inference is, what do you think is going to happen? What's your ideas? An inference is something that you're going to come up with. It may not yet be told in the story, but something that you might be inferring from some of the other details in the story. Some of the other things that you might think of while you're reading that may not actually be in the story, but are stuff that you can actually think about and talk about. And visualizing, if you have pictures in the story, it's very simple. You're using some pictures to visualize what that animal looks like, what the story might be about. But you can also visualize in your head some of the words that you're reading if you don't have a picture. So visualizing is seeing that story in your head, picturing what those words mean and what's happening next. So animals of the African savanna, the wild animals of Africa are amazing. Many live on the grassy savanna, where it is hot and most of the time. There are not many trees on the savanna. Animals must blend with the grass and the bushes to hide, or they must run very fast. The elephant is the largest land animal in the world. The mammals are called bulls. The females are called cows. The large African bull elephants can weigh more than 12,000 pounds. That's as much as 60 men. Elephants live in groups called herds. The babies are called calves. African elephants have very large ears and a long trunk. An elephant uses its trunk to suck up water, squirt itself to cool off, and reach the leaves of tall trees. An African rhinoceros is a huge, fast animal. It eats grass, twigs, leaves, and fruit. When it gets hot on the African savanna, the rhino takes a cool mud bath. The rhino doesn't see well, but it does have big, sharp horn to protect itself. The rhino's horn can grow to 3 feet long. It is not made of bone. It is made of keratin, which is just like the fibers that are in your hair and your fingernails. Giraffe. The giraffe is the tallest animal in the world. The males can grow to more than 17 feet tall. That's about 3 men high. Giraffes eat leaves, which they can reach with their long neck and long tongue. The giraffe spends its whole life on its feet. When it sleeps, it bends its neck, touching the ground with its head. African lions. The African lion is the largest, strongest cat in Africa. It is called the king of beasts. The male lion has a full, thick mane, unlike other large cats around the world. Lions live in groups called prides. Baby lions are called cubs. Lions hunt animals for food. They often hunt at night when it is cool. In the daytime, lions may nap on tree branches or rest near water. Male lions sleep about 20 hours a day. Gnu or wildebeest. This odd-looking animal is a gnu. It's pronounced gnu, or it's called a wildebeest. Wildebeest. Gnus live in huge herds, up to 200,000. They are often hunted by lions and other animals. They stay together, moving from one grassy feeding area to the next. Gnus must stay on the move. They can go without water for 5 days. We're going to go into some of the questions, and the questions on the page next to the gnu. First question says, the African savanna is wet and cold, grassy and warm, filled with trees, rocky and dry. Which one do you think fits into that spot? You can always go back to the page previous to find out. And on the page previously, if you remember correctly, they said it was grassy and hot. But hot is also warm, so you can pick B for grassy and warm. What is a female elephant called? If you're not sure, you can always go back to the elephant page and look at where it says female. If you're not sure about what the word looks like, then you're not sure what you're reading, then use the words that are in the question to find those words in the reading where the elephant is. Go to the elephant picture page. Find female, F-E-M-A-L-E. And then find what it's called next to it. And next to it will say cow. Female elephant is called a cow. Number 3, the horn of the rhinoceros is made of bone, ivory, keratin, or wood. Think back to what we talked about in the rhinoceros page, or look back on the rhinoceros page. If you see the word that is very unusual, but we discussed that it's more like your nails and your hair, it said it wasn't a bone. And it said that it was something that was similar to your hair and your nails. Very strange word, but if you find it, it'd be keratin. Number 4, what is taller? A bull elephant or a giraffe? Now, this could be a trick question if you weren't paying attention. What is taller? Not bigger, taller. Taller, you'd have to say the giraffe, because the bull elephant, he's the biggest animal in the savannah, but he's not the tallest animal. So that taller word is really the key word to finding the answer to that question. And number 5 says, how is a male African lion different from other big cats? So they discussed a couple things about the lion, but one of the main things that's different about the African lion was all of its mane, that hair that grows all around its face. that is very distinct to the African lion and not as many as other big cats from other areas. What do you think? This is your inferencing section. So we're inferencing. Do you think news would rather be around giraffes or lions, and why? So we have the page here we're looking at, and it says the news rather not be around the lions because the lions hunt them. And the giraffes eat trees and grass and stuff. They don't eat other animals. So the answer would be the giraffes because the giraffes wouldn't eat them. So, boys and girls, our lesson today, so our reading comprehension lesson is about understanding what you read, extracting meaning from that story, using our strategies, prior knowledge, and predicting, main idea, summarization, questioning, just like we did all those questions at the end of the story, making inferences. That last question was making an inference. What do you think might happen? And visualizing, we used a lot of that throughout the story, being able to look at the pictures and really see what our animals might look like. Boys and girls, I hope you have a really good day, a really good week, and we'll follow up on further information going forward. And if you ever need something from me, you can always send me an email. Have a great day.